Hey VC, Sunday afternoon here. Kind of slept in today. Excuse me. Went to a garage sale yesterday that had some vinyl on sale, but I didn't see anything that really struck my fancy. I nearly picked up Jose Feliciano's first album, which I had a long time ago, but the condition of it wasn't very good shape, so I left it there. But at least they did have some things to look through, but I really didn't see anything to catch my fancy. Anyway, we are on the letter N, and I saw Randy Weaver's video here the other day, and I had a little bit of I couldn't really find that many albums within until I really got down and started looking, and I did find 10 albums that fit the criteria. Yeah, let's get going, I guess. First thing I thought of was this one here, Bob Dylan's Nashville Skyline. Really great album. I still listen to this thing, quite often, a couple of times a year. It's got the duo that he does with Johnny Cash on it called Girl from the North Country. The instrumental Nashville Skyline Rag, Peggy Day, Lay Lady Lay. Real nice Bob Dylan album. My throat is hoarse for some reason. And then also this one. This is New Morning, which is in almost the same time era as Nashville Skyline. This has If Not For You, New Morning. Really interesting Bob Dylan album. Again, I like this. This is probably maybe my favorite era of Dylan, this here, and this is the 70s. And just prior to this, John Wesley Harding and, Blonde on Blonde and Highway 61 Revisited, all those type albums. Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska. Springsteen went in a different direction with this one, being mostly all acoustic, and he really did a good job with it. I really like his other album I think it's called The Tales of Tom Joad, if I'm not mistaken, but this one is just as good, and it has an acoustic version of Atlantic City on it. Like I said, it's really a well-done album, particularly if you like, a change from the electric Bruce Springsteen. This is Laura Nyro's The New York Tenderberry. She was a piano player, grew up in New York City in Brooklyn, I believe. Self-taught musician, and really interesting album. Not much is shown on the VC by her these days, but I would say a close comparison to her would be somebody like Carole King in a way. But back in the day, she influenced, or I won't say influenced, a lot of people covered her songs, like Barbra Streisand and Fifth Dimension, a lot of bands like that back then. This comes with a little booklet like this, which has words and such on it. Always found her to be really emotive in the way she presented her songs, the way she sings. This album has the song on it called, let's see here, what is it? Save the Country. The title may not ring a bell with you, but if you heard that song, Save the Country, another artist covered that song, and I can't remember who that artist was, but yeah, she was covered pretty much, I mean, quite often back in the day, or was covered, I don't know about quite often, but a lot of people covered many of her songs. Here's Donald Fagen's The Night Fly, a solo album by him, very much still in the mode of Steely Dan. But yeah, this album was really well recorded. As far as, you know, the quality of it. Larry Carlton is on this album along with Steve Kahn, Willie, who played on The Tonight Show, plays bass on it. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know, just a lot of like Randy Brecker plays trumpet. You know, a lot of good musicians are on this thing. Jeff Porratio plays drums. So yeah, Night Fly by Donald Fagen. I mentioned this album once before. This is No Pussyfooting by Robert Fripp and Brian Eno. 2 songs, one on each side. Of course, Brian Eno's playing keyboards, and Robert Fripp is playing the guitar. And of course, it's all modified and, you know, changed through various means, through the tape recorder or processing and whatever. But yeah, really good album, particularly if you're in the mood. Always like this cover too. I think they call that an infinity room, where it looks like it's, you know, going back like that. This is the Tubes, 60s, 70s band. This is their album Now. They were kind of a cross between maybe Todd Rundgren and in his more progressive era, and Frank Zappa, in that they had a little bit of a stage show that they had with their music. You know, they did a stage show, a little bit of a social commentary in their music, and consumerism. They, you know, sang songs about consumerism, and I believe they're still around, but you know, just pared down from what they were. I'm sure those stage shows that they had really, you know, cost them some budget. But Captain Beefhearts plays I believe it's a saxophone on Kathy's Clone on here. There's the instrumental Godbird Change, which I always liked. You know, a lot of parody kind of in this too. Maybe a little bit of glam rock, and also maybe a little bit pre-punk, maybe a little bit in some of it too. But yeah, they used to have a song on the radio called I think it was She's a Lady or something like that. But anyway, they were a pretty fun act. I don't listen to this album very much anymore, but you know, I might give it a listen here now that I've got it out again. But yeah, fun band. New Riders of the Purple Sage. I believe this is their self-titled first album. I got to actually see New Riders play when I lived out in Odessa, and they played in this just an old warehouse that was down in the industrial part of Odessa, and they were really good. I mean, they didn't have Jerry Garcia with them at the time, and I'm not too sure what players were playing with them, But Commander Cody plays piano on here. You got Mickey Hart. Spencer Dryden plays drums and percussion. Of course, Jerry Garcia. And yeah, got Glendale Train on it, you know, Last Lonely Eagle. Very much in the country rock mold of things. And when I saw them in concert, they were really good. I often wonder what they thought of Odessa. I mean, it's kind of not the greatest town to be playing in, I guess you could say, but a lot of acts came through there. In fact, I was on the web today and saw where a friend of mine there in Odessa, Dwight Yoakam, played out there here the other night. Of course, they got a new, all new theater there that's between the two cities of Odessa and Midland. And it's a real nice theater out there now. So more acts have been coming there, which is good for that region. So yeah, new writers. Novella by Renaissance. It's kind of a symphonic, progressive album. And I really enjoy this album quite a bit. You know, I've seen that it's gotten, you know, from just the average guy, it's gotten kind of mixed reviews. But I've always liked all their stuff, and I like this one as well. It's got Annie Haslam in it, who does the vocals, female vocalist. Of course, it folds out like this, gatefold. It's got the lyrics on the inside of it. And like I said, it's very much a symphonic feel to it. And I always thought this was one of their better albums, at least it was for me. I like the way it opens too. 5 songs on the album, so they're all lengthy songs, but overall, well done album. This is Nuggets. This is a compilation album of 60s psychedelic rock. It's a gatefold too, and it's got a bunch of cool you know, write-ups about the songs on the inside and the bands and everything. And yeah, it's got you know, songs by all those early acts like the Blues Project, the Vagrants, the Knickerbockers, the Standells do Dirty Water on here. You got the Electric Prunes that do I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night. Count 5, Psychotic Reaction, The Leaves, Hey Joe. Just an overall good comp on Elektra Records. Nuggets. Original artifacts from the first psychedelic era, 1965 to 1968. And that would do it for the letter N. Here's a CD that I've been listening to here lately. This is a tribute CD, I guess you could say. Just Friends, a gathering of tribute to Emily Rimler. Emily Rimler was a guitarist, jazz guitarist, and she died relatively young. I'm thinking in her mid-40s. But I actually think this has a picture of her. Here she is right here. But yeah, this has a bunch of different guitarists on here. The only one I recognized was Herb Ellis. And the styles are really different too. This says volume 1, so I don't know if they ever came out with more volumes of it, but I'd like to get just a CD of just her music, of her playing. But this has Herb Ellis on it, along with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 5 other guitarists. You got Eddie Gomez along with 4 other bassists. And they don't all play on the same song. They, take turns playing on different songs. I don't recognize any of the drummers, but you got Bill O'Connell on piano. And there's saxophone on here along with trombone. But yeah, the styles vary on this thing too. First song kind of reminds me of something that Pat Metheny might do. And then there's some other songs that are kind of jazzy, but also kind of blues influenced. And then various other styles too, kind of like some are a little bit bebop-ish. Others are more mainstream, but yeah, I've been playing this at night, and it's been a pretty good CD to listen to. Just Friends. So anyway, that's the ends. So hope everybody's doing well on their Sunday and summer, and we'll talk to you later.